my TBDs, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another Wear Test Wednesday. Today we're going to be testing out the Winky Lux Tinted Veil. I have the shade Fair. This is the lightest shade in the range. This is my first time using any of the Winky Lux products, so I'm very excited to get to playing around with this one. And as you can see, this packaging is like to die for. Let me show you the box that it came in. It's so pretty. Like, this is what packaging should be, and I very much appreciate when brands do this where they decorate the little box. I think ColourPop does it as well. I really love when I get my makeup in the mail and it comes packaged like this. This just adds a little bit more uniqueness, and I don't know, it just makes me feel a little special when I'm opening the box. So I really like when brands do that. So again, here is the foundation that we're going to be testing out. Let me pull up their website. This was $25. It has 1 ounce of product. It has 5 stars on their website, and it says that it has vitamins A and E to nourish and protect the skin with white tea and pomegranate extract. It says it's lightweight, provides a sheer hint of color and protection from UV rays, and it has SPF 30 in it. So this is supposed to be a calming tea infused tinted moisturizer. So I'm very excited to try this out. Before we jump into testing this out, be sure to subscribe before you leave so you don't miss out on my future videos. I upload Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I am in love with this box. I think it is so gorgeous. I do not want to throw this away. I wish this is what the actual packaging of the bottle looked like, because this is so stinking cute. But first I'm going to prime my skin using the Dr. Brandt Pores No More primer. I use this with every one of my Wear Test Wednesdays, so I have an idea of how the foundation wears without changing products underneath the foundation. So like usual, I'm going to do a 10-hour wear test. I'm going to do half of my face with a sponge, half of my face with a brush, just to see how I like to best apply it. But let's open this package up. I haven't even looked at the foundation. Oh, I broke it. I hate when this happens. Whoa, this looks really fancy. So this is what the bottle looks like. It kind of looks like a perfume. And at the bottom it says Winky Lux White Tea Infused Veil. This is really pretty. On the back it actually has its claims, so that's kind of cool that they printed it on the packaging. It doesn't say on their website what the finish is supposed to be. It just says it's supposed to be lightweight and provide sheer coverage. This has a pump to it, which I love the rose gold. It's super pretty. I'm going to take a little bit of this on the back of my hand, see what it comes out as. I really like the pump. And it looks like this color is going to be a pretty good match for me. I'm glad I went with fair instead of light, because the light one looked very dark. I think there's only a handful of shades in this range. It's not extensive by any means, because it is more of that tinted moisturizer type of deal where there's like 5 shades. And even this fair shade is a little dark on me. It smells really good. It smells like peach tea. I do have some redness in my skin, so I'm hoping that this can kind of calm it down, even if it's light coverage, because it does claim to be a calming product. So I'm hoping that it'll help minimize my redness a little bit without adding a ton of coverage. Yeah, this is very light coverage. This is, I think, with like 1.5 pumps. If you don't like lighter coverage, this product isn't probably not for you. To build this up to the coverage that I want, I am taking about 2 pumps just on this side of my face to build the product up. But one thing I really like about this foundation is the price point. It's only 25 bucks, which is pretty dang good. And I love the cute packaging. I'm going to say it a million times. Wow, this fair shade is quite dark. I'm going to do the other side of my face with a brush, see how I like to best apply this foundation. That is the side with a sponge. I can already tell you I like it better with a sponge. I'm getting more coverage with a sponge, and I'm just going to keep going in with a sponge because I'm getting a lot more coverage with a sponge. It is covering my redness a bit more compared to using a brush. I also don't like how it feels with a brush. It feels very, I don't know, creamy, and I don't like to use super creamy foundations with a brush because I feel like it just doesn't apply very well. It leaves a bunch of streak marks. And I used another 2 pumps on this side of my face as well. So that's about 4 pumps. That's actually kind of a lot of foundation to apply. And I feel like it's oxidizing a bit, like compared to my neck. I'm gonna have to drag this down. I can still see my redness right here. I'm not a fan of really full coverage foundations. In my opinion, I think they just look a little too much, like they're a little fake looking. And I normally go for more medium coverage foundations. This is a very light coverage foundation because I definitely can still see my redness right here. I might build up a little bit with my concealer just to see if that's going to help this situation. I'm seeing if this can add a little bit of coverage to the foundation. I think it added a little bit because I feel like my cheeks were just looking very red. I also wanted to brighten up the foundation a bit because it is for sure oxidizing. I don't think that this fair shade is too light. I think that it started out a little dark and then it just kept getting darker as it oxidized. Like this would be more considered along the lines of like a light to medium shade in my opinion. Definitely not going to be a good foundation if you are very fair. So this is what my skin is looking like. I do have a little bit of a glow. I'm going to see how it sets down, and if powder takes away some of the coverage, sometimes it can do that. Or if it's going to even this out and look really nice. It's 7:35 right now, so I will come back when I'm done with the rest of my makeup and kind of give you some of my thoughts of this foundation right off the bat. So I can already tell you guys that this is not my favorite foundation. I can see my pores a lot right here. It's sitting kind of weird on my nose and it is already starting to look like glowy even though I just set it with this Laura Mercier powder. That's not a good sign if you have oily skin. So I'm a little concerned with how it's going to hold up on my skin throughout the day. I do still see a bit of redness right here, and that's just the nature of the foundation. It's not going to give me a lot of coverage, but I don't like it with the redness in combination with having my pores look pretty big. So I'm going to go throughout my day and come back at the end and tell you my thoughts on this foundation. It is now 7:48. Let's call the check-in time 7:45. And I will be back at the end of the day. We'll kind of go over the pros and cons of this foundation. But right now I'm kind of not loving it. So we will be back later. I don't like this foundation. So number one, it did not keep me very matte throughout the day. As you can see, I'm pretty oily. It just comes like right off when you are touching your face for any reason. Like my nose, I just barely touched Chris with my nose and it completely wiped the foundation off. I forgot to tell you the time. So it's 7:23. This has been on for over 12 hours and I just don't think that this foundation is for me. You might have better luck if you have dry skin. This did not claim to be oil controlling or anything, but looking at my skin, it just looks very oily. It looks like I have foundation sitting on my face. Someone actually noticed it and was talking about like they could notice my foundation across the room, which is probably not a good thing. I don't think that it looks very natural. It looks like it's breaking up a bit right around my nose, on my forehead, on top of my nose, on my chin. It's just not staying put very well on the areas I do get oily. So that's a big bummer. I love the packaging. I think it's super cute and just very like high end. But for me, I don't think this foundation works very well. So there you have it. Those are my thoughts on this foundation. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!